Hi everybody, I'm the Vranging Gamer and welcome back to our Castamere playthrough. This is Crusader Kings III with the Game of Thrones mod. Um, yeah, another eventful episode in the last one. The one before that, Roger Reynes got humiliated um, in a war, out to prove himself that he hadn't lost all his prowess and bravery and ambition. He went on a hunt to try and find the bear that had been terrorising the locals, and I think it was Lowell. Um, well, we found the bear, and the bear came out on top. Ripped old Roger to shreds, leaving his son and heir, um, Kevin. Kevin in as the new Lord of Castamere. Um, as you can see, he is still a vassal to the Lannisters, Lord Titus. However, we are ambitious, we are wrathful, and we remember the humiliation that our father received at the hands of the Lannisters. And so we shall at some point in Kevin's lifetime, I think, try to avenge that slight on our family and our house. And we will take the Westerlands for the Reynes. Best laid plans and all that. So at the end of the episode, I think we sent a betrothal off our son, Roland, and hopefully the Tyrells in the Reach will accept, which would give us a pretty hefty alliance. Although Roger couldn't, Roger's alliances didn't really play out particularly well for him. Maybe they will for Kevin. So he can go on a grand tour, which is something that he may do as a new ruler, perhaps. He's slightly above the domain limit, but we're not going to worry too much about that. Or we could hold a grand tournament. What does Roger's prowess like? Terrible. Yeah, not great. So I don't think he'd do particularly well in a tournament. Maybe he just enjoys watching tournaments. So I just pressed refresh and we ended up with that one back again. We're not endorsed by our septon, disabled buildings. The powerful vassal, we sorted our vassals out. Lord Gregor isn't particularly good at anything. We could declare war, on a number of people. These were all out over in, these three were all out towards Essos and in the narrow sea, I think, between Dawn and Essos. So too far away for us. The Golden Tooth could be something that we could declare war upon. He was our father's ally, so I don't think that's something that we would do. We do have claims, but no, it's not something that I think we would do to our father's allies. We could try maybe some of these others. The War of Revenge. Interesting. Victims to be avenged. My aunt, Lady Jane of Tarich, and Robert Tarbeck, my cousin. You take revenge for Lord Reginald's crimes against those close to you. So I think this is a mechanism that's unique to Game of Thrones, I guess. I've never seen that in the base game before. I like that. The Defender's Liege will join the war. Well, his liege is Titus. They were murdered. But yes, that's obviously going to draw in the Lannisters, and let's have a quick look at the Lannisters Yeah, their army is significant, to say the least. What if you enforce your demands, you take revenge. Is that it? Is that all you get? A white peace, crimes were unavenged or not avenged. And if we lose this type of war, you pay war reparations and lose prestige, and they would gain an imprisonment reason. So not good, really not good if we lost the war. I mean, we are wrathful, so it could be a reason for going to war. Yeah, but the what's the word? The benefits, the profits of war, the prizes that you get from winning this war. You know, is it just that happy sense of revenge that we all crave now and then? I don't know, but that is quite interesting that is an option. I wonder. No, this is a claim. The lordship of Lonmont. I mean, that's attached to our current land, so that's quite appealing. Finally, yeah, this is also attached as well. So the lordship of Lonmont, sorry, not Lamont. Yeah, they're definite options for expanding the territory even further. If we want to expand it and just get bigger and bigger, I wonder if usurping the paramountcy of the Westerlands is a possibility. Well, you can't usurp a title belonging to your liege, so I mean that rules it out, to be honest. A quick cup of tea. Cannot usurp a title of the same or higher tier than the primary title of your liege. Yeah, well, that's definitely not going to happen. So, how can we ultimately... An independence war is about the only war. Yeah, that we wouldn't be wise to go for those claims and draw in the whole army. If we wanted to go for those, we'd just go direct and not draw in Titus. So the independence war could be the one that we go down. But on our own, that's not a good idea. There is a liberty oh no, they want lower crown authority. Sorry, that's not quite. Create an independence faction. Members of the independence faction seek independence from their liege. All faction members become independent. But Lord Titus is not an independent ruler, because his liege is the Iron Throne. Create a claimant faction. So this is the one, isn't it? This is gonna be the one. Create a claimant faction. Members of the claimant faction supports a pretender targeting a title belonging to their liege. Pick a claimant. Oh, okay. So even that's not against Lord Titus himself, is it? Titus has got a lot of kids, hasn't he? Son of Lord Titus. Tywin, obviously. Courtier and a guest. Members of the claimant faction support a pretender targeting a title belonging to their liege. Yeah, well, we want the title of Lord Paramounty of the Westerlands. Why can't we? Well, they're all included in that. Okay, so we could. I don't know what the benefits are of picking, say, let's say if we picked a guest. You would think that we would have a claimant faction against Titus. Tywin makes sense. Well, you know, any of these sons or Lord Titus's court smith. Look, I don't think we're quite in a place where we want to do that just yet. Anyway, but that is probably going to be the option. What about any buildings? So we can't expand the mines of Castamere, but they are giving us a large amount of gold. We've got the money. We've to build something. What are our personality traits? Impatient, wrathful, and ambitious. With a stewardship focus, I guess. So things that would help manage the realm. So yeah, you know, maybe hospices. And all these do to some extent. Maybe a hunting ground. Maybe we should create a hunting ground and call it the Sir Roger Reynes hunting ground. In maybe an ironic nod to how our father died. It will bring in a little bit more tax, 0.1, and give us some more levies. The hunting grounds it is, that feels quite apt, or maybe inappropriate. I don't really know which, but we've gone for it anyway. Right, so we'll unpause on this one. A victim of the wild. Yes, I have just been informed that Lord Roger is dead. It seemed he was ripped to shreds by a bear while hunting. As the new Lord of Castamere, there is much to organise in the wake of this unforeseen turn of events. Oh, good Lord, look at him. He looks absolutely terrible. Well, I mean, he looks quite well actually for being dead, but yeah. Lord Roger's Bane. Oh, it's a dangerous pastime. I want that beast's head for my wall. We lose 105, and you will become the owner of Lord Roger's Bane, which would give us prestige, captain effectiveness, and court grandeur bonus. Yeah, I mean, totally, we're wrathful. We want that bear's head on our wall. Indeed, we do. We've become the owner of said bear head. My dear nephew, this was an alliance that I forgot we asked about. Fair Isle, there we go. I'm honoured by your request. Be glad to call you an ally. Marvellous news. So we don't actually have access to a royal court because we are not a king or an emperor. So we will just have to keep that bear's head in storage somewhere, kicking around in the spare room. Always meaning to put it up somewhere. To the implacable Kevin, I gladly accept your betrothal. Your son and heir Roland will be betrothed to my daughter Mina. Excellent. So that is a very good ally to have. 45,000 factions are forming against us. Oh, court artifacts. Yes, but we can't do anything with it because we don't have a court. What is our army looking like? Not too bad at all. I wonder, there's one thing that we could potentially do, the faction's already disbanded, is to take maybe one of these pieces of land just to kind of show everybody that we mean business. We are our father's son. I was going to look at something and I've completely forgotten what it was going to be because I can't do more than one thing at once, obviously. Was it the factions? It wasn't the factions. No, that's what it was. I was going to look at prisoners that we hold. People who have been in our prisons for quite a long time. I'm just thinking about our dread is quite low, so nobody's particularly fearful of us. Maybe executing a few prisoners. Doesn't look like it will give us any. We would spend piety, but I don't think it gives us any dread. No, I don't think any of them are going to give us any dread. Are any of them useful people? No, none of them are particularly good at all, are they? None of them will accept. Well, none of them have any money. So I think if we just, yeah, for a hook. Otherwise, you're just going to sit there. They won't do anything. Gain a weak hook. At a wee hook. Nope, he doesn't even want to do that. Well, you can stay in prison. Let's just unpause a little bit more. Quick cup of tea. Catch my breath. Lord Kevin, I have no choice but to accept your conditions. Farewell, Axel. Farewell, Lymond. To my vassal, as an influential lord, it's only fair to have a voice on the council. I therefore offer you the position of steward of the Westerlands. Yes, like my father, we will take your position as steward. But don't think we've forgotten our what you did to our father. Being his steward gives us an extra 2 tax per month. Domain tax is up 7%. Building cost constructions down. And monthly stewardship lifestyle experience up. All good. Thank you, Titus. Okay, so Lomont was definitely one of them. 1,600. I think that's the easiest target. If we want to make a quick impression, and really what we want to maybe try and do, just for tidiness sake, because I do not like pieces of land, pieces of territory that are detached from each other. So we are bridging towards Fang Hill, former seats of the Cleganes, but it's now ours, right on the doorstep of Lannisport and Casterly Rock. So yes. Do we have an option to the nice option to offer him vassalage? No, because he's probably a completely different. It's another piece of Casterly Rock that we're taking as well. That's really sending a message, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. Okay, come on, to war it is. It's nothing personal. You're outnumbered. It will be wise for you just to surrender so you can live. Do we want to invite any allies? Well, let's just have another quick look, a double check. We've got 5,000 soldiers, they've got 1,600. No, I don't see any point in that, to be honest. Let's relocate our muster point and raise all our soldiers and our army here so we can make a quick foray over the border to try to siege down their capital. That was in the balance for a moment. I don't know whether that was just way the army was being raised. 15 months. That's quite a long one, isn't it? Let's station some besiegers. It's in the balance. Is it? Let's have a look at that in a second. Freemason's fortune. Eldrick, a free tenant renting some of my land in Boromir, has pulled in an exceptional harvest this season due to his meticulous planning. We like a meticulous planner. We do. We're a stewardship man ourselves. He wishes to use some of his profits to purchase a piece of my estate from me, so he can build upon his success and grow more crops next year. Forget farming. A man like him should be in my court. He would join our court and gain 25 opinion. If he can pay me in hard coin, the land is his. I'd gain 150. Gold's not really a problem for us, so the income's not too much. The lordship of Boromir, control growth goes down, but development growth goes up. The land in Boromir is mine and mine alone. I don't think we need him to pay. Yeah, he can be in our court. I mean, he's probably not going to do a great deal in our court, but yeah. Okay, let's have another look at this. So our army going down is defending a river. His combat is in a major road hills. Better army commander and more commander traits. So that's quite a risky one. Are we bedded in then for the full 15 months on this siege? And let's put the speed up a little higher. Another faction created against us. We need to watch out for factions early on. To the perceptive Kevin, you and I should be friends, not foes. I'd not pressed pause. Ellen comes of age. I am proud to see my daughter no longer as a child, but as an adult. Let's hit pause. As an active and enthusiastic child, it's no surprise that Ellen has done well in her studies of war and combat. She has shown great aptitude both in battle tactics and the management of armies. It is a shame that she will never command armies. They grow up so fast. So she can be betrothed. Yes, that was something that was agreed before we took over as Kevin, and we have honoured that betrothal. So the truce, Lord Dennis. Where is Lord Dennis? He's of Dens Lane. Aha, so that was another piece of land that, or holding that we or one of our courtiers or knights had a claim on. So him coming to us. I see what you're doing. Trying to bribe us off with gold so we don't take what is rightfully belonging to our vassals or our courtiers. No, we don't need your gold. We want your land, and we will come for it. I mean, I'm making promises here against. We're going to take on everybody. We're going to take on the world. Just keep an eye out for that army potentially moving on us. Because our men may be reduced in the siege, and they are sitting strongly. A gift fit for. The hustle and bustle is palpable amongst the travelling merchant stalls. The temporary shacks are stacked to the rafters and contain all manner of knickknacks. These pieces are positively radiant and would make a lovely gift. As Lady Miranda and I walk along the merchants peddling jewellery, she hesitates slightly as she leans in for a closer look. Perhaps one of these would brighten the day for my esteemed lady. A ring fit for Miranda. She becomes bejewelled. Her fertility goes up, stress gain goes down, life expectancy up. My gift of my company is bright enough. No, what I mean, this is why we want gold. This is why we have the mines, and we want more and more gold so we can spend it. If I remember rightly, he is an indulgent wastrel. The flow only seems to go out. So he would buy his wife. Probably buy lots of other women rings as well, I imagine. But yeah, a ring. You can be bejeweled, my love. Lively livestock. An additional payment in a recent trade. I find myself in possession of a large herd of cattle. I've been assured that the animals are of the highest quality, but the question of what should be done with them remains. We get large castle herd, development growth. A stewardship challenge. Well, this is stewardship's our area, isn't it? It's a beautiful herd, but could be larger. More higher development growth, or it would turn a nice profit. Bring the cleaver. Steak for tea. Let's go for the stewardship challenge. It's successful. Fantastic. A ruler. My dearest Kevin, it's so good to see you. I watch you as you dutifully rule our realm, and I would like to assist in any way that I can. She looks over her shoulder. I may have. Well, let's not dwell on what I did in the matter, but what I will say is that a mutual acquaintance owes me a favour. Oh. Then she winces as if remembering something important. I could keep my eyes peeled for any uncouth behaviour coming our way. She tilts her head and looks at me expectantly. How did you... Never mind, please enlighten me. Lady Miranda provides you with a hook on a subject. Yeah, how did she get a hook on this subject? She'll gain 10 pennilesses. I trust you have my back, my lovely. Intrigue goes up, and resistance to hostile schemes goes up too. I think I want to know. I want to know who's been going on. Come on, look how interested he is. She's holding her hand out. Just giving you a ring. What more do you want? Tell me. We've gained a favour hook on Master Dormand. What's Master Dormand been doing? He's our vassal. Why do we have a hook on him? Why do we have a hook? Let's have a look. Intrigue. Hooks and secrets. Doesn't say why though, does it? We've just got a weak hook. How should we use that? Because it will expire. Will all these expire soon? I imagine they will. He's a courtier. Oh yeah, these are the ones I let go out of the prison, aren't they? Of course. Revoke his title. I don't think that's going to do as much good because unless we wanted to give it away to somebody else. But we're already over our domain limit anyway. We could imprison him. Well, I don't think we've got any reason to do that. Do we want him to marry anybody? Huh. Well, all that for. We've got another plague fairly close by. We do. Bellantine sweats. It's a minor plague, but that is fairly close to our. Yeah, there's Castamere. Do we need to isolate the capital? Apologies, brief interruption by the dog going nuts at somebody delivering a parcel. He's my loyal servant, my loyal guard dog, but yeah, he's an idiot, basically. So sorry about that. I don't think I'll bother editing that out. It wasn't that long. To the implacable Kevin. Implacable Kevin. I have been corresponding with your Chancellor, Lord Stefan. I must say I've come to see you in a new light. Perhaps you're somebody I'll even get to call a friend. The Golden Tooth. I'm sure we've had a battle against you at some point. But well done, Stefan. Okay, where are we on our siege? We have 3 months left. Oh yeah, we were wondering whether we needed to isolate our capital. It's spread to Tatterhall, which is not one of ours. Okay, so we've taken some prisoners, but green fever. Grave news reaches me. My wife Miranda has fallen ill with green fever. The future is uncertain. Death lingers closely by her bedside, yet all is not lost. Miranda might survive should luck be on her side. Only the Father knows her fate. The physician wants to know how my lady should be treated. Good Lord, she looks terrible. We were only outside in the garden a couple of months ago, exchanging secrets. Be cautious, do no more than what is necessary. The time has come for drastic measures. There will be no treatment, or the choice is up to my lady. I think he likes her, so you know we don't want her to for no treatment. I think time has come for drastic measures. I think if you looked at her and you thought she's close to pegging it already, so I mean the time has come for drastic measures indeed. Oh, good Lord. Disastrous mistreatment. While I can certainly see that the face is Lady Miranda's, it looks nothing like her. She is no longer there. The rest of the body is wrapped up in a thick shroud, covering the grisly details of Matar's failure. The evil physician is standing in the corner of the room, anxiously wringing his hands. And so he should. Has she died? She's not died. No, she has died. Died due to botched treatment. Wow. I mean, I am starting to think that the Reynes are cursed. So, this will not happen again, do you understand me? You know, we'll just give him a telling off. He's just killed our wife. You know, that's not wrathful, is it? Oh, we all knew the risks. You're forgiven. Guards put him away under lock and key, or the traitor deserves to die. It's definitely the latter. He's incurred our wrath, and we are a wrathful person. It is an act of tyranny, an act of tyranny. But yeah, sorry, Matar. You're dead. Right, let's press pause because things are happening. So the maester's position being vacated. Yeah, vacated due to death. So the war, we are at plus 36% in the war. But none of it is from prisoners. So one of the first things we could potentially do, I was going to say ransom any prisoners, but we don't have any good prisoners to ransom. We've got an empty council position, a Castellian. What about we look at the sum of all skills? Eldrick, our courtier, he's intelligent. He's a good man to have around, I think. Yeah. I think that's a good appointment. So we could send for a new maester from the Citadel, along with a note saying the last one was rubbish. Send a better one. Well, we'll send a raven to Old Town to say send a better one. We are not married. We're in the middle of a war. Do we think about marriage at that particular point? Was it even? It wasn't even the Ballantine sweats that got it. It was the green fever. Huh. Which makes me feel slightly better about not isolating my capital. Okay. Well, we did like our wife, so let's have a moment of grieving before we decide to find a new spouse. I don't think there's anything else to besiege, so it's just, do we go for the battle? Which he really does have the best position. I assume if we end up there. The new Maester of Castamere, the Maester I sent, has arrived. A lower valeman by the name of Michael Mitchell. He's a novice physician. He's got high learning. Yeah, and he's a Maester. He's at level 2. Good. Make sure you're better than the last one. Bad air over Ashmark. Ballantine Sweats has devastated the people of Ashmark. My Castellan Eldrick informs me that the local trade and produce has completely dried up as the people wallow in their homes and the streets, awaiting the stranger's call. He blames a plague on the bad air surrounding the dead and dying, and proposes countering it with a vast field of hibiscus, which would do much to dispel this bad air and slow the spread of disease. It's worth a try. Or what a waste in gold. Well, the indulgent wastrel, I think, would give it a go. See whether that actually helps. Let's take this back down to 3, sorry, the speed. Oh, another dead councillor. So is this fever now within our realm? Ballantine Sweats. Yes, I believe it is then. Oops. Yeah, it is. I think now could be the time to isolate our capital. So it was our spymaster that died this time. Do we have? We don't have a particularly good one, so I wonder about whether to appoint the powerful vassal, Lord Gregor. I mean, he's not great, but then neither of the others are particularly fantastic either. Lord Gregor, do as good a job as you can. Okay, so how do we win this war? Well, we win this war literally by sitting on capital, on the captured castle, I mean. It's got a big supply limit. And I think the score would generally tick upwards. We'll keep an eye on that to see whether it goes up, because we could engage in a battle, but it's a little bit in the balance. He really does have the best lay of the land. Disloyal vassal. I am poring over the ledgers that detail my income from vassals. These numbers do not add up. The traitorous Lord Stefan has The traitorous Lord Stefan has me for a fool and has been paying too little. Lord Stefan. 73. The Lord must pay his due. Sir Stewardship challenge, and we would 99% be successful. Where the other 1%'s gone, I'm not too sure. We could keep him on a short leash for now. Increase his feudal taxes. Or who hasn't tried to line their own pockets? Well, true, but You get caught doing it. Yep. We'll have the 15. Thank you very much. Oops. Is there a way around? Which means that we don't have a river crossing. So if we went, let's try this way, this way, this way. It's still, it has removed the river crossing, but it's still in the balance. What if we retreat into our own controlled territory? I wonder if this will encourage him to abandon his strong position. Huh. So it has. So now we have the advantage because we would be the defenders. He doesn't have the geographical. Let's see. Let's wait a little bit. Let's give him an opportunity to progress the siege slightly. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. If I'd have done that, honestly, the Reynes are cursed. So the Castamere War for Lord Stephen's claim on the lordship of Lomond has ended. Lord Stephen died. This was him who was lining his pockets. I said he was 73. I didn't think he was going to die straight away. The shock of him having to give up his gold, maybe that's what tipped him over the edge. Well, and thus his claim can no longer be used by you. Well, we will disband our armies then. Go home. So be it. And again, that leaves us with an empty council position. The most powerful vassal has a 0 score, so it is not going to be him. If we appoint our maester to be our chancellor, does he stop being our maester? No, he's our chancellor and our maester. Okay, so where are we? Was that a period, a good enough period of mourning? Do we think about a marriage for ourselves? Thea Dondarian. That looks like a nice coat of arms, doesn't it? The lightning bolts against the starry sky. I like that. I do like that, but that's no reason to marry somebody. So we could marry into. We could marry into the Lannisters. Does this mean that we put the feud firmly behind us? There's certainly a name there that looks particularly familiar. Let's have a quick look. Titus is still alive. His primary heir is Lord Tywin. Tywin has 2 children. Presumably twins. Cersei and Jaime. 2 loving brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters always get on well with each other, don't they? We obviously don't know what's going to happen there. But that is a tempting match to marry the daughter of the heir of Casterly Rock. Whoops, where are we going? I think it makes us such a strong cohesive. Who's Melissa Lannister? She's a granddaughter of Lord Titus, presumably one of his other children and not Tywin's. She's beautiful as well, so you know that could be an inherent trait that we get into our bloodline. Let's go for it. Oh, do we do this? I don't know. Whoops. I mean, we already have a son. He's only 20 years old. He feels fine. His health fine. Feeling fine. But you never know what's going to happen to a son. So is it worth getting married to have at least a spare heir who will be of Lannister blood? Does this mean we are abandoning our... I mean, it doesn't mean we don't have to do it. It's even more of an insult to the Lannisters if we marry his heir's daughter. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Cersei Lannister. We will send that proposal. And let's... There we go. So we formed an alliance with our nemesis, deadly enemy. Although I don't think he sees us as that. But yes, I gladly accept your betrothal. You'll be betrothed to my granddaughter Cersei. So we have significantly changed the course of history. Well, as it stands. I suppose there's plenty of time for Kevin to meet another accident in the wood with the bears or with some other woodland creature before we even marry Cersei, and she could well be free to marry a certain Baratheon at a certain point in the future. But yes, we will do it, and I think at that point we will call this episode a day. Yeah, another failed war, futile attempt of a war. It was pretty unlucky again. It was right there for the taking, but it wasn't to be. We will see how the marriage to the Lannisters and to Cersei Lannister in particular goes. I wonder if we should invite her to our court so she doesn't spend too much time with Jaime. But that's something for us to consider. Please consider giving this a like or even subscribing. That'd be fantastic. Drop a comment if you think I've been unlucky or whether I've just been totally mismanaging the game. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode. But in the meantime, look after yourselves and cheers!